the 27th time since the show was moved from San Ignacio, the people who work the soil day in and day out took a couple of days to show the rest of the country the fruits of their labor. It's the annual assessment of the country's agriculture sector, but while the farmers were showing off their proud accomplishments in the field, thousands of people who thronged the showgrounds on Saturday and Sunday found other things to see and do.
Stack banana till the morning come. Daylight come and we wanna go home. Come, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Daylight come and we wanna go home.
Small businesses were big business at this year's show, and the companies, both large and small, provided bargain hunters with enough goodies to make the trip to the showgrounds worth the while. Not least among them was Channel 5's very own chief engineer. Security was as plentiful as the free samples, as was most everything else, majority of which had very little to do with agriculture or trade. From the lone sentinels to fast cars, everyone was running or walking around in circles. At the end of the day, however, organizers say the objectives of the weekend's activity were met, despite attendance being significantly below last year's total. So back to the farms they go until this same time next year, when once again sheep, goats, cows, horses, pigs, people, and everything else that moves on its own will once again occupy the grassy plot of land sandwiched between Roaring Creek and Belmopan for another show, some agriculture, some trade, and lots of fare. Patrick Jones for News 5.
And welcome back, and we hope you enjoyed that Flashback Friday 20 years ago at Agric Fair.
You know what, and just to see what it was like back then, you know, it brings me back to that appreciation of what it was like then, you know. But we hope you enjoyed that. But Marlene, it's a fun Friday, and we've got Choit. Man, we're about to talk basketball. We had a crew who actually went over to Cleveland, Ohio. They did a competition there, and these guys fared off fairly well. And in with us, we've got Roscoe Rhys. This guy has been around basketball, I guess, since the band. We also have Llweyn in with us as well, Llweyn Gentle, and Tevaun. All right, so we've got Tevaun as well, Tevaun, Lennan. Guys, good morning and welcome. How are you this morning?
I'm good.
All right.
Okay.
So this competition, let's get it on, man. Drew Joyce Classic Basketball Tournament. Roscoe, what's that?
It was once called the Good Morning Belize, good morning everybody. The Drew Joyce Classic was formerly the the King James Tournament. Drew Joyce is actually LeBron James's high school coach. So Drew Joyce probably stumbled upon LeBron James at a very young age.
Yeah.
He was like a father figure to him, took him in his home, and just kept him around the game of basketball.
Yeah.
So actually in 2012, Coach Bernie Tarr started the movement. He took us to Cleveland to the same tournament where players like Devin Daly, Kashif Thomas, Andrew Ortiz, Tariq Middleton, Marlon Andrewin, the names goes on, Brandon Flowers, I could just call names off the top of my head.
Yeah.
And for like a 5-year span, he did not take back no team.
Yeah.
So I always kept contact with the lady in Cleveland, Mrs. Betty Soboda, and I just reached out to her and I told her, I said, hey, I got the link to the Drew Joyce Classic and I want to bring a team. And she said, well, go for it. You guys could stay at our house. And
Sweet.
that's how it came about.
Yeah. Now, why is it important for you to push to have the players have the exposure at this tournament?
Well, the main reason is because these tournaments are AAU certified tournaments, also NCAA regulated tournaments.
What does that mean?
Means that you play in front of scouts. You get to be scouted. So it's a tournament where hundreds of boys from all over the U.S. They come together and they play at different gyms throughout Ohio, and you just compete and you play and you just to get seen.
Yeah.
So basically, it's an opportunity for young boys like Tevaun and Llweyn and all the other boys who got a chance to go to be seen by the scouts, because no scouts are coming to Belize.
Yeah.
And in order for us to grow basketball in the country, we need more young athletes to get an opportunity to go to the States and, one, get an athletic scholarship, but two, to get an education and a degree.
Yeah.
That's nice.
And in fact, through scouting opportunities, we've seen Belizean basketball players be able to get athletic scholarships and progress into professional teams.
Yes.
Tell us a bit of some of the players like that you've worked with.
Well, Kashif Thomas was one. He went to a junior college. It was a Division I type junior college, but he got a break to get his education, and now he's successfully working in the States. On Devin's case, well, he went to a 4-year college, a Division II, and he really excelled there. I mean, averaging, scoring over 1,000 points in his career, 4-year college career, like 600 plus rebounds. And then he went on to play professionally in Denmark.
Yeah.
So he completed his second season just the other day.
Yeah.
They made it to the semifinals. They lost. They played for the bronze medal game. They lost there.
Yeah.
And now he comes home and he'll be playing tonight at the Civic Center for the Belize Hurricanes.
Nice.
Wow.
So he won last year with the Belmopan Bandits. He helped them win a championship, and now this year he's playing in the city.
Yeah.
I've actually seen videos of
Devin.
Devin, and my gosh, besides the fact that he's huge, this guy also has skills, and I think this is one of the reasons why it's very important to be exposed. Now, can you tell us a little about the tournament you guys took part in?
Well, we played in a 11th and 12th grade bracket, so the boys could be 18 and younger. We took 11 boys to Cleveland. These are just 2 of the boys that could make it on the show this morning.
Yeah.
It's like according to how you win. Like we lost our first game, and then we bounced back the morning and we won our second game. Then a team actually did not show up for a game, so we actually got a free win.
Wow.
And that bumped us into the semifinal round. Now in the semifinal round, we lost that game, but it was the first time a team from Belize actually made it to the semifinal round.
Yeah.
So, a lot of these boys got good looks. Tevaun is going to be going this summer to Louisville, Kentucky,
Sweet.
where a coach is going to help him get into a school. For players like Llweyn, Llweyn is in 6th form, first year. The journey is just for him to keep working.
Yeah.
We're going to be working a lot with them over the summer, trying to put together highlight tapes so we could send to these schools.
Yeah.
And the real highlight was for the high school players, because we took like 7 boys that were in 3rd form. Now, taking them so young is great because they get to know what they need to work on for the next year. And out of those 7 boys, like 7 of them do have an opportunity to go to school and finish in the States this summer.
Because they scout even for high school
Yes,
teams
yes,
in the
Wow.
States. That's
So-
one of the opportunities that are available. You have to tell us about
Yeah,
your
let's go, Trev. Let's go, Lou.
experience, right?
Well, the first thing we noticed when we got into Cleveland, before anything, is that it was cold, like really, really, really cold. I think the warmest it got was like 58 degrees, and
Oof.
I don't really like cold, but we had to try and play through it.
Yeah.
While we were at the court, we met some players that were younger than us, but they had very high skill level because they had a lot of professional trainers. But what a lot of the coaches and even the referees told our coaches that even though we don't have the type of training that those boys in the US have, we still compete extremely well.
Yeah.
So if we were to go there and get the type of training they got, like the sky's the limit for us.
Yeah.
Are you, Trev?
Well, for me, it was the first time. Ever since this trip was going, I was too young to make it, so I didn't have the opportunity to go and practice. And so I just made the most of it, Arriving in Cleveland, as we stepped out the airport, it was like, wow,
Yeah.
cold.
hurts the way it hits your face.
Yes,
Yeah.
it hurts.
Yeah.
We had a practice the following day after we arrived. Went into the gym. The gym had an AC, so it was tough. Getting used to the AC, breathing,
That
and
kind of
everything.
atmosphere, huh?
Yes. So arriving into the tournament, this is no longer Mexico basketball. That's what I said in my head because I'm already used to going to Mexico, playing. Yeah, but it's not that. So played the first game, got a wake-up call, bounced back the next morning, won that game and advanced to the semifinals.
Nice.
Now, guys, when you hear the experience that Roscoe, and Roscoe is, I mean, we know how hard you work with children and young adults to help them to progress professionally, and he will be your #1 fan till you stop play ball, I don't know, or beyond. But I gotta say this much, knowing that other Belizean basketball players have had the opportunity to go off on athletic scholarships, become a part of professional teams, does that make you more interested in wanting to follow that same path?
Definitely. I do have a great love for basketball, but my main thing, like going on trips and that, is of course to try and get a scholarship because I take my education very seriously. And basketball is a great avenue to play a sport that you love while also getting education and setting yourself up for the future. And seeing that other people from Belize were able to do things like that, and people from around the world know what Belizeans can do, and we continue the strength to go out and impress people around the world and get Belize's name on the map. It makes it, if we get the scholarship and we go out and do well, it makes it easier for people coming behind us because they will already know that Belize has a reputation for doing well in basketball and also education, so they will be more likely to give us a chance.
And
well,
what form are you in?
no, I attend Galen University.
Oh, you're at Galen
first year.
University already,
First
okay.
year.
Yeah.
And do?
SJC.
First year junior college, so you're about the same level, yeah.
Nice.
Well, to me, once we see that others can get the opportunity, it's not hard for us just to continue work, do good in school, always, that comes first. Whatever opportunity comes, we must take it. Just be ready, always, just be ready.
Yeah.
So you guys got the opportunity to see some of the scouts and see the process of what it's like there. What was the mindset going into a game? I am here being scouted. I want to win this game. I need to.
Like, I
perform
really
the
have
best
to
of
be my
ability.
best.
Yeah. What was your mindset, Trev?
Well, my mindset was, first of all, we are representing Belize. I want to win for Belize. I just went out there not only thinking about myself, but thinking about my family, everyone in Belize. I wanted to make them proud, So that was my mindset. Go out, win, do this for Belize, and if the opportunity comes my way, I'll take it.
What I noticed from the first game, from the jump, like from the beginning of the tip-off, like the basketball level across there, when you play on the court, you have to be extremely focused from beginning to the end. You cannot gaze because as soon as you gaze, they will take you up. So, like, across here, some people, I noticed they would be on the court, walking down, jogging down. Across there, you cannot do that. You have to always be
in the game.
Always in the game, always focused. Because we play against some players that, like, their skill level is like something we've never seen, and they're so young. And when we see things like that, it motivates us to try to get to that level so that we can, go out and represent even better the next time we go, whether it be in Mexico or United States or, God forbid, some other country.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, Roscoe, what did it take to get this team together and get them out to Cleveland? We know it's not always easy.
Yeah, it took a lot. Especially, I have to give a big thank you to the parents because we didn't get no real support from no government agencies, no private sponsors. It was all the parents came together and said, we want to provide this opportunity for our children, so we're going to pay our way. And everybody pretty much paid their way. I paid my way, and all these boys paid their way.
Really?
And sometimes that's just the way life works. I mean, as much as you want to get the sponsorship, if it comes, yes. But if we don't get the sponsorship, we still got to go.
You don't want to miss the opportunity.
Don't want to miss the opportunity. And, you know, me, myself, and Coach Brown, I really wanted Coach Brown to go. Did not get his visa in time, but next year he's going to go. And both of us are NCAA certified. You know, we got our gold license to actually be able to coach in this tournament. If you don't get that license, you can't even take a team. So it took a lot of late hours for me on the internet taking coaching courses. I'm always up for the challenge. It's professional development for myself, and it's just going to give the boys the opportunity that, you know, some of us never got. So it's about keeping these boys in school, putting a basketball in their hand, because you see what is happening in our country right now.
You know,
Well, that's what I was going to get at, because Roscoe, this is one activity that you have been engaged in, but you have your Peace and Light Foundation with Ross Brown. You have and Puppy, sorry, I don't want to forget that, and Bulldogs as well, training camp. So you're working with young boys from all over the city, and you know the challenges they're facing. How important is it, I mean, what does it do for you in terms of motivation in keep on pushing them to develop their talent as a possible outlet?
Well, just the fact that it gives them something positive to do. You know that when they're at basketball camp or they're at a basketball game, they're in a safe spot and they're doing something constructive as compared to just hanging out on the block or, you know, getting involved in negative activity. So it's just to keep them off the street, man. That's the main focus. I mean, we're saving lives. That's a plus. We're giving these boys the opportunity to, one, stay in school and get their education, and which is also very important in life. So you know, teaching them to respect themselves, respect the game, respect the players they play against, and to be good citizens for our country.
You know, Roscoe, I listened to you, bro, and I could hear the passion of what you have, not only for basketball, because I think that you're over the level of dealing with just basketball now. You're actually looking out for young people. Last Wednesday, I think last Wednesday or last Friday, we had Coach Smiling In. We had a crew who just got back from Panama, if I'm not mistaken. Was it Costa Rica? One of them. But they did well in the Cocaba, and now they're moving on to a higher level. Will you? What's your thoughts on that? Especially that's basketball on the roots, and is there a collaboration there so you could eventually help them out, and so we could excel?
Well, we already are helping them out because for that national team, I'm also a part of the national team program as well. I got a chance to go to Nicaragua. I'm an assistant coach with Darren Bovell and Milt Palacio on the men's national team. And, you know, Matthew Smiling and the Federation, they contacted me before this under 15 team was going to go. We helped them out with several practices, but I really couldn't make that trip. I mean, I would have been on the trip, but, you know, I had this trip coming up as well. I went to Toronto the other day to do a clinic, and, you know, when I talked to my boss, she said, Mr. Rhys, do you think you're traveling too much? And I was like, no. But,
well, we'll play on your behalf. Give him a break. He's doing something great.
I had to make a sacrifice. It was to choose either if I was going to go with the national team for, in Salvador, or am I going to take these boys to Cleveland? And I said I had to sacrifice one. So, but I'm a part of that national team program, and I know a lot of these young people, they come to our program on Saturday. We've been developing the sport for so many years now, me and Puppy and Brown. So it kind of makes the Federation's job a lot easier when it comes now to selecting a national team.
Because you're training them.
The talent is there, all right, and the boys are ready. So.
And what I've seen is a lot of the boys from camp or from the national team, most of them are players that play on both sides, right?
Yes, yes. I mean, we never want to take away no opportunity from the boys. And we've reached a point in our life where there's too much negativity going on, and if we're as basketball coaches and federations and other programs, we're all fighting amongst each other, then we're never going to get nowhere. Somebody has to say, you know, let's work together. And that's what we're about right now. It's about networking and about working together for the common goal, because this basketball is a tool that takes these boys far.
Absolutely.
Wow, it is.
And so you got to tell us, you're going to Louisville in summer.
Yeah.
So what's the offer on the table at this point?
Well, I'm not sure as yet, but
They want you to go up and train?
yeah, I gotta go and go to a workout, and then from there we'll see what happens.
How do you
But
feel about that?
The coaches aren't allowed to talk to me. They gotta go to my coach or my parents first.
Yes.
Okay.
So I don't know. They gotta speak to my parents
But
first.
how do you feel about being selected to even travel there to train?
It feels great. That's one of my goals. When I was traveling out there, I said, man, I want this opportunity. If I get it, I'll just take it, make the most of it.
So you're ready. If they
I
say
gotta get ready.
September,
I gotta
August,
get-
pack your bags, you're moving to, I don't know, maybe it's Louisville, maybe it's somewhere else.
Yeah, I've made up my mind already. It's gonna be hard to leave home and everyone here, but it's for the best.
What's your positions on the court, Trick?
I could play 1, 2, and 3.
1, 2, and 3?
Yeah.
Sweet. And for you, Lou?
Well, when we were at Cleveland, he played the 1 and I played the 2 at the starting position.
Ah.
Yeah, so in Belize, I would go as high as 3, but in the US, I wouldn't be able to
You're
go
not
past
able
2.
to.
Yeah.
What was the most amazing thing being in that tournament? The height, the skill level. What amazes you when you watch other teams play?
Well, the amount of discipline and fundamentals that the other team have, especially shooting wise, because I noticed in Belize does not have a lot of people that can shoot the basketball very well. Yeah, consistently, but across there,
Catch and miss?
it's just catch and miss. But across there, just like as soon as you leave them open, it's in your head.
Money.
Yeah.
Yeah. And talk to us about the other opportunities the other players have gotten.
Like I said, it's mostly the high school boys.
Yeah.
There are a couple high schools over there that offer the boys scholarships to go to high school, like on a foreign exchange program. Right
Yeah.
now, it's just for us to figure out the correct visa, because there's a special type of visa that these boys need to get.
As
in
an
order-
athlete?
Yeah, in order to be able to play high school. I think it's like a
Oh.
J1 visa, so
Yeah.
we got to contact the U.S. Embassy and see what the procedures are to get this specific visa.
Okay.
We also want to, put Tevaun in our prayers, because when we were over there, they killed his father in that
wow.
So, to get that type of news, that was kind of rough.
Wow.
So, but he has a bright future. They have 2 high schools right now that want to sign him. He will be leaving definitely by July of this year.
Yeah.
So we'll bring him back on the show to let you guys know what his future is. But he's definitely going to go to high school over there and finish 4th form. So yeah, that was great.
What's I mean, is it scattered throughout the U.S. the education opportunities that they have?
No, what do you mean?
I mean, is it one particular state, one particular region?
It's in Cleveland. Most
Okay,
of them
all
are
in
right in
Cleveland.
Cleveland,
Yeah.
Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah, right in Cleveland, Ohio.
Nice.
It's.
So-
I mean, it's a sacrifice sometimes to leave at such a young age, but it's also it's a golden opportunity.
Yeah. Most of it is out of my hands now,
Yeah.
because you're asking a parent to let go your child for
Yeah.
a whole year in the United States. You have to live with the family, so they're pretty much on their own. I can't really do much. The parents have the contacts now for the coaches and the schools.
Yeah.
They got to get their transcripts over there to see if how their grades match compared to the U.S. Curriculum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And once that's a go, then all the letters are going to be sent over, acceptance letters, and then these boys are going to be traveling. So
And from the scholarships that have been offered, how many parents seem interested in allowing their boys to go?
well, several of them do see. I mean, when you look at Tevaun's situation, I mean, just getting him out of that environment on a whole is a plus.
Yeah.
I mean, so
So you actually did your part in terms of making sure these guys have got their scholarships to go.
yeah, you got an
But-
opportunity.
Yeah, but the preparation, Roscoe, when does it start for those who are coming up for next year?
Well, the preparation starts now. I mean, tomorrow we're at basketball camp. All the youths come out, and the preparation just starts now. It starts every day. I mean, over there, every gym we walked into has about 8 to 10 rims in one gym, and we're here building courts that have just 2 rims. So I mean, if you really want to develop the sport, we gotta develop the gyms the way they are in the States. I mean, they come in the gym and they press a button and rims just start to come down, and you have 2, 3 boys at one rim just getting in reps.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, just getting in their reps. I mean, these kids get personal trainers that come in and work with them every day. They're playing high-level basketball competitions. So, I mean, for them to excel, it's easy. For us, we come from a place where we naturally have to work hard.
Yeah.
So, getting over there and being in their system, it'll be easy for these boys to make the adjustment.
And one of the things we always hear about athletes who leave Belize is everybody's always amazed that we don't have all the perks that everybody else has, but we still have amazing talent. I'm sure that's part of what pushes you to get them out, because you know that these boys are great at what they do. What's it like for the other people who view them, and what's some of the feedback that you guys got?
Oh, we got a lot of positive feedback. Everybody is, you know, whenever you leave the country to represent Belize, everybody is riding with you.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you're always going to have 1 and 2 sour apples on the side, but I mean, it's just life.
Yeah.
But everybody was behind us, encouraging us, and wanted these boys to do great and wanted them to excel.
What about coaching, Roscoe? Because that's one of the things that Coach Smiling was saying, that, you know what, we have a lot of basketball players, but we don't have a lot of people who could actually teach it, who could actually coach. Do you have courses for that, or how can you lead somebody into wanting to be a coach?
All I could do is encourage them to seek the information the way we did. I mean, if you hear of a coaching course or you hear of a coaching clinic somewhere and you wanna do it, then you gotta do it. I mean, like I said, nobody is gonna come and say here. You know, you gotta go out and you gotta work hard for it. So if anybody out there wants to be a coach, they want coaching information, I mean, feel free to contact me. I have a lot of information. I'm willing to just give it out, like here, you know. But no, I'm not gonna come to you. You gotta come to me.
Well, why is it that you find people aren't necessarily dedicated to wanting to become trained to be coaches?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, ever since I started to make the transition to not play the game as much and start to teach it more, then I just know from my education background that you gotta study it.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta put in the time. And you gotta read books. You gotta watch videos. That's how you better yourself. We also want to big up Coach Kevin Siroki. He actually gave us this basketball. He's a Division III coach. He's coaching at a Division III school. It's called Westminster College. But he wants to do a lot more for Belizeans as well. But the thing with Division III is that they don't give athletic scholarships. They only give academic scholarships. So, I mean, we're looking for, the boys that play basketball who really have good grades, 3.5, 4.0, and you could apply for a scholarship, and then it could, he could try to help you get in. But he's doing great work. He's at a great school, great facility. We got to go there, walk around. He took us on a whole tour. And he reps Belize, and that's what I love. You walk in his office, and he has pictures of national teams that he coached with Belize. He has plaques with Belize jerseys framed on his wall. So he's definitely promoting Belize over there. So, we got to say a big respect to Kevin Siroki, and he sends his love back to all the Belizeans here.
Right. And so for you guys, what has this done in terms of your own motivation? You came back, you saw what the talent is like out there, you know what it's like to have the pressure of playing in front of scouts. I mean, have you been playing ball nonstop, working out, eating right? They laugh there.
Well, I went over there, I didn't really get any looks, but that didn't bring me down in the slightest. What it did do, it motivated me to come back here and work even harder, so that the next time I get a chance, I will pique somebody's interest. The work never stops. If you don't get it this time, you just try again. Eventually something will come out. Your hard work will pay off.
Persistence pays off.
Well, for me, getting a look and seeing the competition, the caliber of ball that played out there, it motivates me to come home and work even harder and prepare for what's coming in the summer for me.
Yeah. All right. And you guys have been working with those who are going off on scholarships, so you're working with everybody? What's happening now?
Yeah, well, I encourage all the boys to, to come to the gym on Saturdays, and also to, be in the gym every other day. I mean, most of them are going to be finishing school. They know the work that they need to put in. They know what they need to do to get better. And like what Lou said, I mean, maybe he didn't get a look this time, but we're still over here looking for them. So
Yeah.
to have them prepared, we're going to be making little like
Reels.
highlight reels for them to send to different schools. And I know Lou will be in a school soon. I mean, their goal is to finish sixth form here and then get them into a 4-year college to get their bachelor's degree and play 2 years of basketball. So Llweyn could definitely play at the Division 2, Division 3 level. Tevaun, likewise, he could play at the Division 2, Division 3 level.
You both said academics are extremely important to you. What do you want to study?
Well, currently I'm studying business and I want to further that.
Okay.
Part.
So you want to go further in business?
And for you?
Right now I'm majoring in accounting, but through research I realized that I would really be interested in international business.
I heard you, Lou.
All right.
I heard you. And then again, don't forget that we've got Thriving Basketball League that's here.
Yes.
Everybody, actually for tonight, everybody seems to be so hype about some game for tonight. And so I'm sure you guys will be venturing off into the NEBL as well and try to represent your area.
Are those goals for you as well?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
goes for me.
You know what team you want to play with?
I'm trying to play next year, but I gotta get ready first.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for
But what
you?
team do you want to play with?
Either of the city teams, Defenders or the Hurricanes. I would love to play for the Hurricanes.
Oh, there you go.
And you?
Same.
Do you only want to play with the Hurricanes after Monday's game?
Huh?
Do you only want to play with the Hurricanes after Monday's game or from before that?
No, well, I know a lot of people on both teams, so either teams would work for me. I love both teams, you know, they're from the city, so.
Yeah.
Alright.
Nice.
You know, on a positive note, what I want to let all the young basketball players know is that as much as you like this, you gotta put your interest into the books.
Yeah.
So
That's how you get your opportunity.
I mean, we had to not take some boys on this trip that have the basketball talent, but they just didn't have the grades.
Yeah.
And that's something that I'm really stressing on to keep them, make sure they have good grades.
So the schools, as talented as they are, will still require a particular GPA, I'd imagine.
Yes.
Yes.
And what's the minimum that they're looking at?
I mean, a C plus is average, but you know, I'm letting these boys know that if you have a B plus or an A average, it's a sure. It's a sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're increasing the odds for yourself.
You also gotta have the right attitude. I mean, we're looking for kids that are coachable, kids that want to listen, kids that want to learn, because no coach wants to deal with the headache. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. And
Yeah.
it's from experience. I used to be a headache as a player, and I know I probably rubbed a lot of coaches' heads the wrong way as a young player.
Yeah.
But as you get older, you share those experiences with these young players, so they
Yeah.
cannot make the mistakes that you made.
Yeah.
So I'm just encouraging all these boys to take your education serious first. Before you even take this serious, take your education serious. Because without your education, you're not going to get no scholarship.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
All
just
right.
life.
And that's straight talk.
So for anybody else who wants to come on out to the basketball camp, where are you now?
St. John's College every Saturday from 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock. So you just come out. We're not charging no fee. All we ask is you bring your best behavior.
That's
Thank
it.
you
Really
so
play ball.
much for coming in, Roscoe. Congratulations on being able to successfully take the team over. And as you pointed out, you want to continue on a yearly basis. So
Yes.
hopefully people hear that and are willing to support as well. And boys, congratulations.
Congrats, man.
And keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to go ahead and take our final break, and we'll be back in a few.